Salam alaikum, kif halek, kefukum shlonik, merhaba, konnichiwa, ni hao, namaste, privyet, bonjour, buongiorno, saludos, oladag, hajbrev, yak shemash. Je suis Ali, Anna Alex. I am the CEO of Orca Oshi Capital Management. Shout out to my partner Ronnie, BTS, and an electronic dance music DJ. Macroeconomics. I am positively excited about some things. I was told by a few women I was being too negative and too aggressive. And to that I say, I don't really care. Finance doesn't give it about your feelings. I am very excited as someone who is making Aliyah to Israel. I cannot wait to work with those in the Middle East. Batmana Asalam Lal Kil. I cannot wait to participate in any type of tech, innovation, project development, blockchain ledger license, in a hypothetical alleged free zone, and other projects I look forward to working on. So if you are someone in code or development, slide into the DMs, my emails, my phone number, reach out to me, please. I'd love to speak with you. But I do believe right now we are seeing 60% of the USD is about what the central banks of the world are holding. Are we really this narcissistic people? Let's just go to housing. I just checked the mortgage rate in the state and city where I am currently. It's at 7% for those who have a credit score of 700 to 719. I just did a quick Google search. Subprime lending came in the form of Freddie and Fannie. When you had $400,000 average home price and people were putting 3% down, it's about $15,000 based on the data I just gave you all. Do you really think these people are going to be able to afford their mortgages? We are purging over 1 million jobless claims monthly, and that doesn't even include business owners, gig workers, private contractors. It's very limited, and it blows my mind because it obviously can't be accurate when it's 225,000 last week or 220,000. I would think it would need to be, for at least it to be believable, 2,337,182, because that would make it at least more believable, right? Instead of let's just round up or round down. So who knows? Nonetheless, these people can't afford to pay their mortgages. Yet, and Wells Fargo has made it very apparent, being they've laid off more mortgage lenders in their department. You have the top real estate lenders are not the banks, and they are all sucking ass. Redfin, and I don't know if they are mortgage lending. I don't know what they do, truthfully. Some of these companies I hear about, I just sit and wonder, what are you doing? You have people that are going to be in a really, really insidious situation because they didn't sell their homes at the pinnacle of the crisis. And they have 2 mortgages now because either they chose to move or they had to move. Yikes. So we are going from Steve Jobs to no jobs quicker than I think America's ever seen. And I agree with Michael Burry from The Big Short, who I believe he said, what's the strategy? And it's the same damn question I've been asking you all. What is our strategy? We've got to somehow catapult tech innovation and fourth industrial revolution tactics in order for our countries to succeed. Because what I see is a trickle-down situation where the housing market collapses. I cannot even believe the Business Insider entertained an article about foreclosures being a good idea. Yeah, such a good idea. Americans homeless. Awesome. We had the most expensive Thanksgiving in the history of America. And apparently holiday shoppers are going to go shop their happy asses off at a 19% APR historic rate. Once again, another high historical rate. High we don't want. And they haven't even paid off their last year's. What's going to happen when credit limits are cut? Are the banks going to see a liquidity crisis? And moreover, how much money is the Fed? I want to say $2 trillion the Fed has already lost in quantitative tightening with the housing market capitulating, and no bueno, because who's buying these mortgage-backed securities out of Selma? It's a fair question to ask. I would, again, to avoid a bailout, hypothetically, allegedly give at least some sort of tangible good to the banks, because I don't want to bail the damn banks out. I'm sure you don't want to bail the damn banks out. We don't want to see another TARP, a troubled asset relief program, where, granted, Jamie Dimon is an extraordinary businessman. No thanks in this case, because we can't even bail America out at this point because we are so far gone. We are a 70% GDP economy. Is spending going to keep us a superpower? I think not. I think with sanctions, if ever a time to show or make an argument, they don't just not work, they are causing America to die by 1,000 cuts, it'd be now. As a contrarian who loves the Middle East and believes the Middle East is going to be absolutely thriving, especially you have the Kuwait investment, then the Abu Dhabi investment, the sovereign wealth funds of the Middle East, and then PIF, the vision of Saudi Arabia. They know what they are doing. And Israeli government bonds are always a good hypothetical alleged to look into. But you see Zambia and them defaulting on debt. What I find interesting about Zambia is BlackRock held or purchased their nation's bonds. So if for some reason, without haircuts, Zambia is able to get out of debt, Larry Fink's about to make a hell of a lot more money than anybody could ever imagine. So round of applause. These men are in finance because they love it. Okay, you cannot convince me otherwise. How many more billions do you need, really? It's fun. But what isn't fun is watching America want free stuff versus freedom. There are about 20 states sending stimulation checks still. Hello, people. And what about the Department of Defense audit, where 60% of the funds could not be accounted for? Yet they said this is a teachable moment. Oh my gosh. Could you all imagine on your taxes if 60% of your funds couldn't be accounted for? I mean, I guess this might be the new thing with FTX and that dude, but son of Sam. But yeah, pretty sure that'd be a one-way ticket to jail. But the Department of Defense, nah, we're just a teachable lesson for us, being audited and not making any of them, based on what I was reading, at least the past 6 times, not sure. So America is really from macro to micro about to feel the pain, because it's beginning to look a lot like, I would say Christmas, but fuck this. Let's be honest. The greed and keeping up with the Joneses is about to humble people. And even those in an institution, and I have nothing against institutional bankers. You kidding me? Anytime I want to take a corporation public, please believe I'll be the one making sure that PPM is filed, and I will be going to those banks that are reputable for capital, to then file an S1. So by all means, love the banks. I think JP Morgan Private Bank is doing an exceptional job. And congratulations, Paris, j'adore Paris, les gens dans Paris, for being Europe's top stock market, or I don't know how to word it properly, so I'm not even going to pretend, but they beat London, if you will. So we are looking at a situation where our allied countries are not doing well. Our enemies are cactus fucking us, and nobody says a damn thing. I believe in problem solving. I do. I think anything can be solved with a group of people with good ideas. And whoever said the world can't be changed by one person simply didn't track down either patient zero or the person who ate a bat that caused people to go into lockdown, lose their jobs, and pick up some sort of habit they didn't even know they had, needed, or wanted. I believe Bitcoin will stay around. As someone who loves Bitcoin, it changed my life in the best ways possible. As someone who's fled a domestic violence situation at the beginning of the year with nothing but hard API code on a cold wallet, I am aghast and stupefied exchanges would even have money on a hot wallet and encourage their clients to participate. But I guess that's what happens when Americans don't read or research. We have a downturn coming, people. The Fed said it. The beige book from the Federal Reserve has said it. I've watched the congressional committees. I've listened to the men. I definitely didn't listen to the New York Times thingy where that son of Sam spoke. But aside from that, and I don't hear anyone wanting to speak on it. And moreover, protect the worth. Purchase power is very important, because if you cannot protect your purchase power, then even your gains from stocks, they don't matter. So I think people need to really sit with this and think, what if she's right? Can I afford to be wrong? And I have so much on my heart. I just want to yell and scream, and I'm trying to stay contained simply because I'm unwell and sick, and we need me to get better before I start really, really going hard. But the data I've given is correct. And people can't even keep up with the cost of living. Do you really, truly think they're going to be able to pay their mortgages? No. Look at the foreclosure rate. Business Insider thinks it's a great idea if people just foreclose. It is for people like myself who could set up a rate and swipe properties at auction, but it even still comes with headaches. But really? This is where we are as a country? If so, then alhamdulillah, I have the ability to go to the Middle East. I do believe that India and Israel are going to come out on top in relation to all of this. But the BRICS nations, let me see this. Nicolas Maduro, stop making him like Saddam Hussein. This guy does love democracy. Maybe in his own way. You can disagree with me all day long, but we need Venezuela, because if he joins BRICS, we're donezo. And he was the first person to congratulate the new president of Brazil. And that should scare everyone, because we also have a security threat, the triple frontier, Paraguay, Argentina, Brazil, not the people, of course, but the Hezbollah cells of the Iranian proxy regimes. Not something I'd really want to look forward to. Oh yeah, and then Los Zetas rebranded at our border. I forgot the name there. So do we want this? Is this a good idea? I don't think so at all. But what I do think is tech, innovation, robotics, and other ideas I have in my head where I wish I could speak out loud, but slide into the DM if interested, because NDA, they matter. But not to the point where I can't tell the truth, not to the point where you can't tell your clients the damn truth. What is wrong with you people? These are people's lives, okay? I get if you want to be an institutional banker and have a salary and do the bare minimum and hang out, fine, but why not push your clients up into the ultra high net worth individual category if you have the skill set? Or do you not? Because then again, it's similar people I'm running into who believes the Fed prints the money. Again, misinformation. Can we start getting that flagged, please? YouTube, Twitter, all the platforms. The Federal Reserve does not print the money. The Treasury does. And it goes back. Now we have the debt ceiling to worry about. And I'll leave you all with this. China is the biggest creditor nation. The United States is the biggest debt nation. What's going to keep Social Security and unfunded liabilities, Medicare, Medicaid, VA, from going insolvent? It's the first time the world's all been on a fiat currency system. It's not going to end well. The paradigm of finance will be changing, especially based on history. Long-term debt cycles up, and the IMF, and along with BRICS, along with OPEC Plus, America is not being invited to any of the parties. And I want to really, really thank every bit and everyone especially the men, because there haven't been any women. So the men who have chosen to mentor me, teach me, correct me in loving ways I've never experienced in my life, and moreover, give me opportunities I would never, ever, ever, ever have thought. I'm so, so humbled by the knowledge you all are willing to pour into me. And what I call love bombing, when I find information and I go crazy in my head, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. Because the media might want to portray some of these men as unapproachable narcissists. No. Total opposite. Finance is a 24/7, 365 obsession. You either love it and you're in it because you're obsessed, or you're in it for the wrong reasons, I suppose, or for your career. But for those who are obsessed, thank you. Thank you for taking time to educate me, mentor me, allow me to jump in. I've not once felt degraded. I have always, if anything, felt encouraged and emboldened to speak louder, to go harder, to stay focused. And as someone with ADHD, how ironic. But I'll leave you all with that. Think about it. Let me know your thoughts. Drop them in the C section below. If you are into code or writing it, please, please, please. Or if you actually know how to tangibly build, I beg of you, slide in the DMs. I would love to work with you all. Anybody. And if we should start a Discord channel, the Anti-Social Media Evaluation Contrarian Club. Founder Alex B. I love you all. And remember, keep a virtual private network on whatever device you're using, a good one, and try to do everything you can to avoid keystroke logging, so people and hackers cannot get your personal information and wipe your accounts, because this is going to be happening. And the further we go into this, the more desperate people are going to be for money. I love you. Alex out. Oh yeah, and I forgot, the Fed's going to hike rates 0.5 this week, for sure. They're not going to overdo it. They're not going to underdo it. But credit cards are going to be affected, and mortgage rates. And just do the research yourself, you all. It's right in front of your damn face. If you just care to even run a Google search about how home sales desires and wants are the lowest they've ever been. People are really, really not wanting to sell for a lower price, which is going to come back and bite them in the ass. So I love you all. And I'm so appreciative of every man that has given me their time, because anything can be replaced. Time cannot. So Alex out this time. Love.